Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm at my parents' house today for a family party, and they happen to have a pond. Now, I haven't fished since I've been at work on my lunch breaks, and actually ended up breaking off my line on a yellow barrier. So I'm actually we're gonna try out and see what we can get in this pond today. So the lure of choice that I tend to use for my parents' pond is a popper, or those plastic worms that are my favorite. But I'm gonna choose a popper, and he happens to have some pretty big bass inside the pond, so I'm gonna go for my biggest popper that I have, just to try to get the big one out there. We actually haven't caught them. I mean, it's been a long time since we ended up catching one of those bass, but we're definitely gonna give it a shot today. I'm not gonna clean that off. It doesn't really matter. It's not gonna affect anything. But I am going to use my Pride and Joy uni knot once I can get this through here, because that happens to be my favorite knot of all times. Loop, swoop, and wrap. 5 to 8 wraps. You can do more. You can do a little less. I wouldn't go below 5. Not even counting, just wrapping. Pull tight, make a knot. I am going to cut that off. That is too much excess. My Transformers knife, I found it. Pretty nice knife. Alright, now that's done, I'll go ahead and I'll see you down there on the shore. Alright, we're here at the shore. Wasn't that far, truck's right there, so that's a good walk. Let's go ahead and give a cast in and see what we can get. Like I was saying, my dad has a couple bass in here, about I'd say 2 or 3 they're big. We haven't got them weighed, and that's the main goal that we're trying to do, is get them out and weigh them, see how much they weigh. He does have a whole bunch of brim and some sunfish that are in this pond, catfish, and a bunch of turtles. Alright, so it's the same story as anywhere you go. You're not always going to catch something on a lure, which means you should change it up and switch it up a little bit. So I'm going to switch it up to my go-to, which is those rubber worms that are packed full of salt, and see what we can get from there. I'll go ahead and do that, and then I'll meet you back down at the shore. Maddie, we're not doing anything with you in here, okay? I can't have you in the shot. You're beautiful, and that's the problem. Go inside, please. Alright, so right now I'm going to go ahead and show you the 3 ways that I use these soft baits. First way that I tend to use it most of the time, and maybe even on a first throw, I'll go ahead and throw this technique out there, is top water. So in order to do top water, you're not giving it time to sink. All you're doing is reeling it in, popping it, so it's constantly dancing right on the surface. I'm not a big fan of just reeling it in. You just reel it in like that. That doesn't have much motion to it. Bass do hit it. I'm not saying it doesn't work, but my eyes, I like to make it look a little prettier than that. The second way is mid-water, or below the surface. In order to do that with the soft bait, you're just going to let it sink just a little bit, and every time you let it sink, you're just popping it. Reeling, popping. Reeling, popping. Just don't give it enough time to sink all the way down to the bottom. You're working the top, underneath the top layer of water, to the mid, without working the bottom. It's all very easy once you start doing it over and over. You'll get to feel it and all that, The third way is letting it sink all the way down to the bottom, and you're able to know when it hits the bottom when your string. You'll see your string kind of moving, and eventually it'll just stop. When it stops is when it hits the bottom. Let me show you. I'm gonna throw it. I'm gonna pull it so the camera can see it. Can you see it? So you let it drop. Just gonna let it drop till your string stops moving, and you might even want to sit there a little bit more. The reason I would do that is the sound of the bait hitting the water. It's an audio cue to anything that's in the area that might want to come check out what that sound was. So it's sitting on the bottom. All I'm gonna do is reel in a little bit, so I got some line. Give it a pop. Wait a minute. Give it a pop. You can do this very slow, all the way back, or you can just run the bottom if you want to, which is just reeling it and popping it. Reeling it, popping it, all the way back to the shoreline. And that's it. Those are 3 ways that I use these soft baits. So thank you for tuning in, and I'll catch you on the next video.